Hey, welcome back, Park Avenue Traders. I'm a trading group, bootstrap traders. We got nothing but technical analysis, and I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't mind some corporate orders. That wouldn't be bad. That would help a lot. Okay. Um, Yesterday I gave you a little diagram for the sterling yen. Said we had the minor support at 199.28, and I gave two scenarios that if we broke down through it, it was uh, would track down to like 198.78, maybe potentially even 198.50. Also said that if it held, which it did, we would go to like 199.98, kind of close to the 200 level, which is where we're at right now. So really it hit target. So now what we have to do is we have to watch this previous high that we have right here at 236. That's kind of the gatekeeper right now. The first level obviously is the 214, right? So we got to watch that. If the marketplace can punch up through that, it's actually showing some strength. And it's all going to depend on dollar yen. Now, dollar yen was the one that we caught last night for a decent trade. Um, and let's go over to dollar yen. Let's check it out, and I'll tell you why. I had resistance at 148.03. Actually, the true resistance was at 147.96 ish. So before any type of economic numbers come out, I wanted to be clear of the trade. Although I don't really care about economic numbers, it just creates volatility, and volatility could be wide enough to actually take us out of a good trade. And why do that, right? We scored, you know, 55 pips on it, not bad. So why not stay and clear, let the marketplace do what it's going to do, and then we could always take a reposition on it. But as it stands right now, dollar yen support really is sitting right. Where's the middle of this thing? I'm going to come down like 37 right now, short-term support, right where we got long, really. We got long at 38. So let's say that's the short-term support right now for dollar yen. Now, when a market's bull market, it's already been priced in that the Fed is potentially going to cut rates, right? The job data losses, a million losses of jobs. I mean, how do you lose a million jobs? It means that they weren't there to begin with, so it was just a complete scam, right? And you can't trust governments, that's for sure. I mean, they're just lying dogs. So as it stands right now, we got resistance, short-term resistance, 147.96, 147.98. Um, True breakout only occurs if we get a bunch, if we get a punch through. I'm gonna go up to this level would be the first level, 148, it's like 60, that would have to punch through, and it would have to create two consecutive higher highs above it to show, hey, the character has changed, and the US government and the Japanese government want a weaker yen. Now I said it in a couple of videos before on the YouTube. I said that it could be potentially that Japan wants a weaker yen with the tariffs. And it makes sense, in my mind anyway, is because they can export more and they have good products, you know. So if they devalue their currency, they could sell more. That's just my take on it. Now, uh, so we have a new look dollar yen, and oh, I got an ad blocker that blocked my ads. That's nice. So let's okay, I got it. Let's close this. Let's go over. Oh, that's Bitcoin. Let's go back here. Okay, so maybe I should pay for that ad blocker, right? They keep asking me for money. But so here's the level that if it turns down for whatever reason, it's actually showing that the short-term top is in. we could potentially run back down towards I don't know, 146, 65-ish, 70, right? But let's look at the euro dollar. Okay, so here was the euro dollar. In yesterday's video, I don't know if I told, I don't know if I told you guys, but I did it on the YouTube. You got to watch the YouTube dailies. I know they come up late sometimes because I'm busy trading, but it needed the euro needed to get through 117.40. It hasn't been able to do it. It made an attempt, went up to like 30, and I actually got long euro dollar yesterday, real quick at 117 like 22. And since it couldn't break through like the 30 level, trying to give me the attempt to get over 39.40, I said, you know what? I'm out. I'll take a new look at this. And that was a prudent thing to do because I would have been stopped out at my stop loss. And that would have cost like, I don't know, 20 pips. But freak, if I can if I could, prevent myself from losing 20 pips, believe me, I will do it. I I'm constantly worried about you guys, you know, because I want you to make money. And you paying me, so my job is to try to make you as much money as I possibly can and limit losses. So I have like a fence around myself with you guys, and I have to be completely candid. There's a lot of times I say 1/3 off. I don't do it myself, but I do it so that you guys can get away from the fire. If I'm long and the market moves up and I sell 1/3 my position, it actually moves the average down, right? So I hope all of you know how to calculate an average, because then when I say stop loss at average, I knock my price, my weighted average down of whatever I have. If opposite, obviously, if I went short and I buy back, then I throw my price up higher, away from the fire, right? Get away from the fire a little bit because, short-term movements, although sometimes they're meaningless, they can spook you out of a trade, right? I mean, I've been doing it for 30 years and I'm kind of familiar with it, but for you guys aren't familiar with it, I try to protect you from it. So here's the latest support in Eurodollar. Actually, we took a Eurodollar trade. I know I didn't call it in the trading room, but I left the instructions. That's also important that you read the instructions because there are some trades I take that I take them and then I go, oh my gosh, I didn't put on the trade, the trading floor, the trade, and I'm like, shh. So that's why I leave some instructions for you on this mindset group. So you gotta look at the mindset, right? Like what I'm doing, so the euro dollar, we made, I actually got them back. I said I squared at 90. I didn't. You know where I got them back at? 116.83, 1 pip off the low. I was very happy with that. I didn't have the full position on. I had only a small tail left, but it hit profit. I was right. Well, look at that, right to my support point. Now, here's the support point. So, if dollar yen continues, if I was foolish to sell the dollar yen, well, this is going to break down and it's opening its way up to like 165, 50. Now, the euro's been kind of interesting. It really hasn't been falling out of bed. If we look at sterling dollar as like a precursor to it, sterling dollar really hasn't fell out of bed either. It's been holding its own. That's why sterling yen is attempting to get above 200 again, potentially continue as long as dollar yen continues, because cable's not in a full force rally at all. If we look at let's look at the U.S. dollar index. Okay, um, U.S. dollar index is up, euro dollar is down, right? So, but if I change this out to sterling dollar, it's actually up a little bit. So sterling's fighting the U.S. dollar index trend. I want to change these settings. I want to just make this to green. Can't stand it. I don't know how that happens, but there it is. That's better, right? So this is all due to dollar yen rallying, okay? But sterling dollar is also holding its own. So that's interesting because if you compare it to the euro dollar, where's the euro dollar? Euro dollar is acting the way it's supposed to act if you look at the US dollar index. So that means what? It means that euro sterling is in play right now. Euro is being sold against the sterling. So, and I don't trade euro sterling. It's too closely correlated, and very rarely do you get a good move out of euro sterling. You know, um, back in the day, it moved a lot because it was a sterling mark at the time that moved more than euro sterling moves. Matter of fact, that's the George Soros trade, right? Euro sterling mark, right? Um, so let's move over to uh, sterling yen. Okay, I told you about that one. Dollar yen we went over. Here's here we go. Okay, here was the euro dollar. Um, Little thing I gave you. It said here's the old top active support. Now it's breaking down. So let's go over this. Um, here was the here's a minor peak to valley, right? To 117.05. That was the first level I said we needed to get through to get to this. Now, the main like the support of this whole thing is from this peak to this valley right there. So if this breaks, if we can close below this, we get two punches down. It's heading to 116.21. The only way that it says that it's going into like a trend change shift is if we pop down through this level and we get two consecutive lower lows. Then the structure has changed and euro dollar is becoming weak again to 115 and a half or so. Okay. Now, you got to be cautious with it. Technically, that's what we have to like look for. All right. So let's see. Let's go back to sterling yen. Let's just, as my mind wanders here. Okay, so we're breaking up through here. Here's the level. 216 is the first warning that we potentially could break through the 234. Now remember, we were at 208 at one point, right? Overall, sterling yen was at 208. So I'm not saying it's going straight there. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, just remember back in history, we were at 208. So um, let me get a point sterling yen for you guys. Let me a short-term point. All right, the short-term support comes now in at 199, like 46, right there. Short-term support. Okay, so where's the next like bigger resistance? Um, Hang on, let me get that now. I should have done that before. All right, so 200, believe 229, just shy of the recent high from the peak to valley, 229. If we close above that, then it's going to show that it's got strength to like 200 point or maybe even potentially 201. All right, so let's go over to good old euro yen. Let's switch to euro yen. All right, so we made the 173.91. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Uh, this is interesting. Let me do some work here. All right, so we got support right now, 172.50, 53. Really? I got it at 53 right here. And the resistance, 173.07, right there. So what this is saying is if we can't get above this, okay, um, it's going to actually and if it breaks this, it's going back down towards the 172, I don't know, 12 level, 172 the figure. Um, so it's not much of a movement down, but if it does break below that, then it's going down to here, 170, 138 in the longer term, not straight away. All right. So we need for euro yen to really show any type of strength, we need to close, and I would say on even on like a 2 hour basis, if we could close above this, then the next target is I gotta figure that one out. 173 uh 38, 173.40, something like that. Then you would need to a close above that to attempt to get to the high again of 173.90. So those are the points that we got going on for sterling. Did I give you sterling dollar? I don't even, let me see. Did I go over sterling dollar for you guys? Let me see something here. That's euro dollar, that's sterling yen. Let's look at sterling dollar. I don't know if I gave that. Yeah, okay. I just talked about that sterling dollar is actually recovering better than the euro dollar is, as euro dollar sits right at support at 116.83. So we went down to 135, what? 135, the figure, 134.94. Hang on, let me do some work here. Yeah, I gotta get the marketplace surrounded. Um, this level has to hold 134.82. There's resistance at 135.46. If we can get through 135.46, we got, of course, that 135.90, 136 the figure. Here's the kicker with this. If it could get through this point right now, as it stands right now, if it can get through this top right here, right now, it's actually gonna, it should continue a rally to at least 136.20. 136.30. Okay, then there's a new look, but that's what's happening right now with it. If we can get up through that level, yeah, right now it's showing that it get signs of getting strength. Now, uh, sterling yen is actually at 200 right now, and dollar yen is at 197, 147.98. All right, so that's what I got going on for you guys. Remember, always, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. We can only talk on the mindset chat, and the trading floor is just for me to make trades. So I look forward to seeing you again. Remember, always, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers. Oh, you know what? I might use this for the YouTube. So, in the link in the description, you get yourself a free ebook. I also got a boot camp coming up. Don't miss it. And I'll see you soon. Again, enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.